In this unit, we'll discuss the spread and use of English in different countries located in Southeast Asia, including the Philippines, Singapore, Malaysia, Vietnam, Thailand, etc. These Englishes can be described as new Englishes, new with a small n, to refer to the fact that these Englishes emerged as a result of the second diaspora of English, that is, movement of the British people or English-speaking people from Britain to Asia. As a result of the first diaspora, the Englishes which emerged were the US English, Canadian English, New Zealand and Australian English. Khajru describes the spread and use of English in terms of three concentric circles: the inner circle, the outer circle, and the expanding circle. The inner circle includes countries where English is used as a native language, for example, the USA, the UK, Canada, New Zealand, and Australia. The outer circle includes countries where English is used as a second language, for example, Pakistan, India, the Philippines, Malaysia, Nigeria, etc. An expanding circle includes countries where English is learned and taught as a foreign language. Southeast Asia includes countries which fall under the outer circle, for example, Malaysia, the Philippines, and Singapore, and the expanding circle, for example, Vietnam, Thailand, and Indonesia. As has already been mentioned, that English reached Southeast Asia as a result of the second diaspora of the British people for the purpose of colonization. So this variety of English, which is used in Southeast Asia, was a result of colonization. After the colonization came to an end and these countries were made independent, the British went away, but the English language stayed. And therefore, these Englishes are also often called post-imperial Englishes. The British Empire had established settlements in the Strait of Johor, the strait or the passage of water which separates Malaysia and Singapore. The settlements were established by the British Empire in Johor Strait because the states which were situated along this particular water passage, Johor, provided the trading center to the British East India Company. It became easier for them to carry out their trade through these the seaports which were located in these countries or in these states. After some time, Singapore fell completely to the British Empire, whereas Malay kingdoms maintained their royal status and offered some sort of political resistance and did not fall to the British Empire completely. In 1957, however, these strait settlements, for example, Malacca, Penang, Singapore, they became independent, and leaving aside Singapore, the other states, they became independent and formed the Federation of Malaya. So they all joined hands and formed a federation. Singapore, however, remained separated from this federation because Singapore felt that it was not to its advantage and it was better for them to remain separated from the Federation of Malaya. After the independence, for some time, the language policy which was already in place continued, and according to this policy, primary education was offered in ethnic languages which included Chinese, Tamil, and Malay. So there were the schools which offered this primary education and offered education in ethnic languages were supported by the state. English was taught only as a second language in secondary school. However, later on, the policy was changed and the entire secondary and higher education was offered in the English medium in Malaysia and Singapore. So we see that after the independence, for some time, the existing language policy was used, which promoted the use of ethnic languages for education. But after some time, the policy was changed, and first English was taught as a second language, and later on, the entire education system was changed into English medium.